Welcome to our channel. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, small minds discuss people. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Freedom makes a huge requirement of every human being. With freedom comes responsibility. For the person who is unwilling to grow up, the person who does not want to carry his own weight, this is a frightening prospect. A woman is like a tea bag. You can't tell how strong she is until you put her in hot water. Do what you feel in your heart to be right, for you'll be criticized anyway. You'll be damned if you do, and damned if you don't. With the new day comes new strength and new thoughts. You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face. You are able to say to yourself, I lived through this horror. I can take the next thing that comes along. If life were predictable, it would cease to be life and be without flavor. In the long run, we shape our lives, and we shape ourselves. The process never ends until we die. And the choices we make are ultimately our own responsibility. You must do the things you think you cannot do. It isn't enough to talk about peace. One must believe in it. And it isn't enough to believe in it. One must work at it. It takes as much energy to wish as it does to plan. People grow through experience if they meet life honestly and courageously. This is how character is built. It is not fair to ask of others what you are not willing to do yourself. The giving of love is an education in itself. You have to accept whatever comes, and the only important thing is that you meet it with courage and with the best that you have to give. Happiness is not a goal. It is a byproduct. When life is too easy for us, we must beware, or we may not be ready to meet the blows, which sooner or later come to everyone, rich or poor. Understanding is a two-way street. Since you get more joy out of giving joy to others, you should put a good deal of thought into the happiness that you are able to give. We are afraid to care too much for fear that the other person does not care at all. One's philosophy is not best expressed in words. It is expressed in the choices one makes, and the choices we make are ultimately our responsibility. Life must be lived, and curiosity kept alive. One must never, for whatever reason, turn his back on life. When you cease to make a contribution, you begin to die. Remember always that you not only have the right to be an individual, you have an obligation to be one. I'm so glad I never feel important. It does complicate life. Only a man's character is the real criterion of worth. Have convictions. Be friendly. Stick to your beliefs as they stick to theirs. Work as hard as they do. What one has to do usually can be done. It is not more vacation we need, it is more vocation. You can never really live anyone else's life, not even your child's. The influence you exert is through your own life and what you've become yourself. I think that somehow we learn who we really are and then live with that decision. Friendship with oneself is all important, because without it, one cannot be friends with anyone else in the world. My experience has been that work is almost the best way to pull oneself out of the depths. In all our contacts, it is probably the sense of being really needed and wanted, which gives us the greatest satisfaction and creates the most lasting bond. Autobiographies are only useful as the lives you read about and analyze may suggest to you something that you may find useful in your own journey through life. The only things one can admire at length are those one admires without knowing why. What you don't do can be a destructive force. I believe that anyone can conquer fear by doing the things he fears to do, provided he keeps doing them until he gets a record of successful experience behind him. Thanks for watching. Which quote did you enjoy the most? Please share your opinion in the comments and don't forget to subscribe.